imagine losing your job, the ability to provide for yourself and your family. On top of that, you lose the ability to socialize, go to coffee shops, go to parks, go to malls to hang out with friends. You see your kids whose plans have all been canceled. Their baseball games, their prom, their graduations, all of it is canceled. On top of that, you're locked in your home with nothing but spare time. During that spare time, you're consuming more media, social media, news media. That media is talking about negative things. The deaths from COVID-19, you feel helpless, you feel scared, you feel unsecure. Then all of a sudden, you see the visceral image of a cop stepping on a man's neck. All of that anger, all of that hostility that has built up over time culminates. These people who are rioting, these people who are protesting, these people who are causing all of this strife are doing it because they psychologically feel hurt. And they want to project that like a mirror onto the rest of society as a whole. What I find really interesting is how applicable these scriptures are today as they were when they were written. In the book of Galatians, Paul's letter to Galatia, which became a Roman province in 25 BC, talks about this in chapter 5, verse 19. It talks about the works of the flesh and the works of God. It says that now by the Spirit, this is chapter 5, verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are evident: sexual immorality, impurity, sensuality, which means pleasing of the senses, especially a lot of sexual impurity, idolatry, sorcery, strife, jealousy, fits of anger, rivalries, dissensions, and that's disagreements that lead to discord, divisions, envy, drunkenness, orgies, and things like these. If you look at anger, rivalry, divisions, they are building all of these up. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Focus on those things. Positivity, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, and you will be better off. You see, this is a psychological war as well as physical. You have to constantly be working on your mind. Physically, spiritually, mentally, in every way possible. Looking into the long-term effects of hatred, if you have a negative attitude for a long period of time, feelings of helplessness and hopelessness, it can create chronic stress. Chronic stress depletes the brain's chemicals required for happiness. It upsets your body's hormone balance. It damages your immune system. It can actually decrease your lifespan as well. And from a scientific standpoint, according to scientific studies, stress shortens our telomeres, and telomeres are the caps of our DNA strands. And that causes us to age more quickly. It can also cause hypertension, high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, digestive disorders, and infection. If you have prolonged negative thinking, it diminishes your brain's ability to think, reason, and form memories, and it drains your brain's resources. There was a study in the journal American Academy of Neurology, and it found that cynical thinking also produces a greater risk for dementia. On top of this, they're watching the news. That triggers your brain into a flight or fight mode because you see threats on the screen. That's our brain's natural process to fight threats, which was used for survival. But now that we don't need that our primary goal is not survival because of a modern economy, medicine, so on and so forth, we still trigger into that. It also activates your brain's nervous system, causing your body to release stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. If you have prolonged hatred on top of that, it affects your body's organs and natural processes. It increases your risk for heart disease, and it leads to high blood pressure, stress, anxiety, and poor blood circulation. That's why I say if you spend your entire time hating somebody,